Awaken to play. Last week, I got myself started into hot honey for real. I started with getting Nature Nate's brand of hot honey, and in today's food video, I will go over 3 experiments. Of course, they involve this sweet consumable compound with added spice. So let's go over the following experiments. Okay, so hot honey experiment 1. It's going to involve a pepperoni Totino's party pizza. Okay. And there's already pepperonis on there. I don't need to bother adding extra. Or maybe I could try adding extra, or whatever the case may be. So I got the hot honey. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and, for 1/2 of the pizza up ahead, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle on the hot honey. So here we go, the half drizzle. I'm going to go stick it in and see what's going to happen. Okay, so the hot honey half, it looks really infused, and that's what the experiment is about. It's about infusion and making sure that the hot honey flavor is basically infused more. And by doing that, my best guess was to basically, before putting it back in the toaster oven, was basically drizzle some of that hot honey for 1/2 before doing it. So I am going to go ahead and try the hot honey half. Okay. So here we go. So this is about, it's about trying to make sure the flavor is really inside the pizza, or in the pizza. Okay, I am getting a bit of the hot honey taste. Maybe I should have tried the center of it, and that's what would have caused the complications. Just have to be careful so I don't... here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, that needs to be cooled off. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, so the already drizzled hot honey half has been consumed. Now, first off, I want to go ahead and say that I think the proper word for that is fused. But I will go ahead and say that the hot honey is fused with the cheese at the end of the day. However, is the taste going to be noticeable, or is it already baked into the cheese and the sauce? And the only thing I could go ahead and say is it does kind of prevent, I'm not saying prevent more of the hot honey flavor, but it really has the hot honey flavor overshadowed a bit. With that totally said, if I were to go have that fusion, I would basically make sure hot honey would get into the sauce, and then you just prepare the pizza, and then before you put in the oven, drizzle a little bit more of the hot honey, and then you do that way. Okay, now the other half, no hot honey. That's where I go ahead and pour in some of that hot honey to see if there is a difference. You get 100% control if you were to basically keep going. So there you go. I will go ahead and say, honey is by default sticky as hell, so you're going to need like a wet washcloth, or if you don't have access to one, I would make sure you wash your hands with soap and water before you proceed on. Okay? Just letting you know, basic ideal of what to do at the end of the day. So here I go. This is where I go ahead and try it out. You do get a nice looking texture, and you do get a more impressive texture if you put the hot honey and then you bake the pizza. So that could be something. Oh yeah. I am going to go ahead and say there is very little difference. It doesn't matter if you drizzle before you bake, or you bake after you, or not bake after you drizzle, my bad. Drizzle after you bake. There's no difference. I don't see a difference at all, to be honest with you here. Or I don't taste the difference at all, my bad. But I will go ahead and say, if you want more of that hot honey flavor, I would just do what I just said I did a few moments back, and then just go ahead, get some hot honey into the sauce, and then you assemble the pizza, and then you go and drizzle a hot honey before you bake. And then if you want more, you could drizzle some more in there, so that way you'll get more of that hot honey taste. But I will go ahead and say hot honey is really good on a pizza. Experiment number 2, hot honey on a chicken sandwich. This is just going to be the chicken sandwich with just the hot honey. Yeah. And this is going to be a hot honey pepperoni chicken sandwich. So we'll go ahead and put that together. So here we go. Now, as for the hot honey chicken sandwich, I mean, not the hot honey chicken sandwich, the hot honey pepperoni chicken sandwich. There's pepperoni, layer of hot honey, then the chicken patty, and then a layer of hot honey. So that means more hot honey for those who really, really like the hot honey and want more of that hot honey flavor. So there you go. I will go for the regular hot honey sandwich. Here we go. Okay, and now on to the hot honey pepperoni chicken sandwich. So, oh wow, it's very sticky when it comes to the hot honey. Honey is sticky by default, no shit, Sherlock, but hey. Oh yeah. That's good. If you want more, you can just pour more of that, and that would be good. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when the hot honey is involved, it really makes the combination of chicken patty and pepperoni more optimal at the end of the day, and it is really fitting at the end of the day. That said, the chicken sandwich with hot honey is good enough, but the pepperoni chicken hot honey sandwich is... If you can do that, go ahead and do that, because it's definitely more worth it than ever. But if you can't, you can just settle with the chicken patty and hot honey. Not bad, okay? Well, I don't know why I'm saying not bad. I'm underestimating it. It's actually more than you think. So with that totally said, if you can go for like a pepperoni chicken hot honey sandwich, oh yeah, do that. But if you can't, I mean, the patty's good enough with hot honey on top. No big deal. Experiment number 3, ranch with hot honey. So, I am going to go ahead, pour it in. Okay, here I go. Pouring it in. Okay, getting ready to mix. So here we go. We are seeing quite the swirl. You did get a swirl at the end of the day. Now, I didn't make the ranch. It was already made ranch. So, Hidden Valley brand ranch, if I remember right. But, yeah, just put some honey into there. Apparently, it's been going around on the internet. It's a viral recipe. Or actually, call it a viral combination. Ranch and hot honey. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so here we go. It's all, I think it's mixed well. Mixed well enough. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Here I go. Oh, yeah. So the perfect candidate for this dip would probably be the chicken nuggets, the Dino chicken nuggets, and the hot honey ranch dip. So let's go ahead and dip that in. And yeah, should be drenched in that good old sauce that I made. Here we go. I need another. Okay, so here's the hot honey ranch on top of a chicken sandwich. So one's gonna be the one with just the chicken patty, and the other one's gonna be the hot honey ranch pepperoni chicken sandwich. So let's see how that's gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna try the one with just the chicken patty. Here I go. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, and now on to the pepperoni chicken sandwich with the hot honey ranch. See how that works. Is it going to make it optimal, or see how it's going to do? Okay, so hot honey ranch, even as a dip, or use it as inside of a sandwich, just use it as a dip. Just use it as a dip. But if you want to do that, go ahead, do it. Doesn't matter. Either way, it is great. So hot honey and ranch make a good combination. Adds in the flavor after flavor. Okay, so there's that. To basically sum up how I feel, hot honey does feel like a food hack at the end of the day. It just really feels like something where honey doesn't fit in. Now with hot honey, the honey can basically fit in because, hot honey. So whatever combination you could totally think of, or whatever could involve hot honey, whether something that is of usual or something that is cursed, or something that nobody ever thinks of, while at the same time probably cursed, or otherwise, that additional addition of spice would basically make the honey end up fitting in. So it's all about getting creative, and it's all about how much hot honey you basically want on the dish. So say if Subway has its sweet onion teriyaki, why don't you kind of do your own spin with hot honey chicken and chicken flavored top ramen from Nissin, Top Ramen, or Maruchan. Don't forget the teriyaki sauce too. However, I will go ahead and say it is really a good, delicious compound at the end of the day. Hot honey really makes honey fit in. However, hot honey is not going to be just this fad. It's going to be something that could be long going at the end of the day, even if it ending up in more of the niche areas at the end of the day. I did ended up forgetting something, the introduction. And hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. And you already guessed it, I recommend hot honey way more than ever. I'm actually way more addicted than ever into hot honey. And my hot honey addiction has been going into crazier heights. And even though that's the case, I will be looking forward into other brands of hot honey and not just Nature Nate's. From the other brands of hot honey, I noticed there is hot honey with sriracha. I don't know what brand it is, but I know Mike's Hot Honey, which seems to be the popular one. And I noticed there was a cheaper brand of hot honey on Amazon. I gotta look into that more. So, something to keep in mind about. But outside of the 3 experiments that I did just show, I tried it in ramen bowl. Well, a ramen bowl. I wanted to do it in a yakisoba bowl, but I decided to just go get the ramen bowl instead. I remember trying it on leftover stuffed cabbages. The combination works surprisingly well, given that it does have that added spice, and if you wanted to have something that's more bold for your stuffed cabbages, that could be an idea there. And I wanted to basically add in hot honey to the vodka sauce when I was making spaghetti and vodka sauce, but I forgot to do that when I was making the spaghetti and vodka sauce with chicken meatballs. I'll go ahead and do it after this video since I still have leftovers. But I will go ahead and say good times are had with this wonderful compound, and good times were had when it came to doing my experiments and basically testing the limits. And with that totally said, I'm going to have to cut myself short. That is all. I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.